Liberty Mutual save you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2,807, $17,808.
Yep, everything hurts.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
You better believe Limp Bizkit was on a roll in the 90s, selling 40 million records worldwide with lead singer Fred Durst rocking that famous baseball cap and the goatee. Well, we saw him up close and personal.
Happening now.
The surge of the COVID-19 Delta variant across the country has put a strain on hospitals. Coming up, we take a look at what local hospitals are experiencing.
Before you make dinner tonight, some recalls to know about, some popular seasonings you may have in your cabinet, and some cheddar cheeses too. Details on those recalls and more coming up.
And we have a few showers to look at this afternoon. We'll get to that, our next chance of rain, and how hot it's going to get coming right up. The News at 5 starts right now.
At First at 5, a look at the latest COVID-19 numbers in Bexar County. The 7-day average is at 724 cases.
There are 695 COVID positive patients in the hospital. 195 are in the ICU and 93 are on ventilators.
Today, Joint Base San Antonio updating its COVID-19 protocols. Effective immediately, JBSA requiring everyone to wear a mask in indoor settings, in installations, regardless of vaccination status.
JBSA says the increased preventative measures are to slow and reduce the spread of COVID-19. The new protocols come the same day President Biden announced all personnel and visitors inside federal buildings must also mask up.
As I said from the beginning, a mask is not a political statement. It's about protecting yourself and protecting others. Masking is one defense against the spread of COVID-19.
President Biden also spoke about the need for more Americans to be vaccinated, saying last month most COVID-19 deaths were among the unvaccinated. He also said at the moment there is no need for booster vaccines, but if the time comes, there is supply already on standby.
And here in Texas, despite an increase in cases, Governor Abbott issuing an executive order today making it official that the state will not mandate masks nor require vaccinations.
The executive order states in part, quote, Texans have mastered the safe practices that help to prevent and avoid the spread of COVID-19. They have the individual right and responsibility to decide for themselves and their children whether they will wear masks, open their businesses, and engage in leisure activities.
It goes on to say, quote, vaccines, which remain in abundant supply, are the most effective defense against the virus, and they will always remain voluntary, never forced in the state of Texas, end quote.
In Bexar County, the number of COVID patients in area hospitals jumping up again today, continuing the latest resurgence of the virus in our community.
Garrett Berger has been talking with local hospitals about the strain they're facing and how they're dealing with it.
He joined us now live. Garrett, I understand one of the local health systems now requiring its staff to be vaccinated.
Absolutely. We're outside Baptist Medical Center. It's one of 5 area hospitals under the Baptist Health System. And by November 1st, the CEO says they want all of their staff, from janitors to doctors to volunteers, to all be vaccinated. Now, that is a requirement. However, the CEO says they will consider medical and religious exceptions. But this is as you mentioned, this is the latest resurgence, and that is one of the reasons, he said, that pushed them over the edge to decide this. We talked with them and other area hospitals about what they're seeing. In January, area hospitals hit a high of 1,520 hospitalized COVID-19 patients. Today, it's less than half that, 695, but it's still enough to cause stress on hospitals, already handling pent-up demand for non-COVID issues.
So people are wanting to get their heart cath, they're wanting to have the operation for their gallbladder, all the things that we put off for, a year and a half, basically.
And staffing isn't what it was. Hospitals used to be able to get extra help with nurses through the state during surges, but that's not in place at the moment. Plus, University Health's chief medical officer says many doctors and nurses, not just theirs, did traveling care to help in hotspots, but they may not be back yet.
Those are great, but then oftentimes they'll stop providing that service because they've earned enough money to kind of last them for a year or two. that can add to the shortage of, available healthcare bodies that are available to provide care.
Neither Baptist nor university has resorted to delaying surgeries yet, as had to be done earlier on, but it's not off the table.
If things continue on the current trajectory, it will be sooner rather than later.
At the Children's Hospital of San Antonio, the pediatrician in chief says they aren't under strain yet, but they are seeing more adolescent children in the ICU than during previous spikes. Kids old enough to be vaccinated, but who aren't.
We see children who are seriously ill, requiring oxygen, including mechanical support like a ventilator.
And he's worried that things could get overwhelming because of cases related to summer travel. Now, Dr. Apache, who you just heard from, did recommend that parents get their children who are of age vaccinated, joining a chorus of other public health officials who we've heard from this week, urging vaccination, vaccination, vaccination. The current number right now in San Antonio is just over 63% of the eligible people in Bexar County are fully vaccinated, and nearly 77% have received at least one dose. Live downtown, I'm Garrett Berger, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Garrett. And this is an event many have been looking forward. Celebrity Fan Fest 2021 is canceled. That's after two headliners backed out of the event last night. Representatives of Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen said both were canceling their appearances due to a recent spike in COVID-19 cases. Actor Owen Wilson backed out as well, but didn't say why. CEO Bob Wills says they decided to cancel because most attendees were linked to these three celebrities. Admission tickets, autographs, and photo ops will be refunded 100% within 30 days. Six Flags Fiesta Texas will still allow ticket holders one free day pass. That's between July 30th and August 8th. You can read more about this on KSAT.com.
The quorum-breaking Democrats from Texas on Capitol Hill delivering their case today at a hearing over voting legislation. State Representative Diego Bernal, one of several state reps, is speaking about why they're in D.C. to begin with. Part of his remarks regarding partisan poll watchers. Bernal says under the proposed law, poll watchers would be able to, quote, break the election code or the penal code, and the only thing an election judge could do is give them a warning, end quote. He says that means a partisan poll watcher can harass or disrupt voters and may only be removed when the election judge sees a second infraction with their own eyes.
It doesn't matter if everyone in the polling place saw it themselves and reported it. The election judge has to see it themselves to remove that partisan poll watcher. The manager at Target has more latitude to protect their customers than an election judge in Texas would to protect voters under this bill.
Representative Bernal says this could be an issue in places like San Antonio where voters commonly speak Spanish and poll watchers may not understand what the conversation is between voters and assistants at the polls. While there is no proof of widespread voter fraud, House Republicans have said this bill is needed to ensure election integrity in Texas. A fifth arrest made in a robbery ring which targeted a home in Chavano Park. 24-year-old Daniel Chapa is the fifth man arrested and charged with aggravated robbery. He and four other men seen here accused of robbing a home in the Bentley Manor neighborhood back in January. Chavano Park police say at least one man pointed a gun at the victim and he was tied up with electrical cords. They took about $30,000 in cash, weapons, and a pair of Apple AirPods. Surveillance video linked the suspects to the robbery, as well as evidence found on cell phones.
A 17-year-old is in the hospital and facing charges tonight. San Antonio police say he was shot during a home invasion last night. According to police, around 11 last night, the teen and another person kicked in the door of the home in the 200 block of San Ignacio. But before getting into the home, they got into a shootout with someone inside. Shortly after, the teen showed up at a downtown hospital, and at last check, he was in critical condition and is facing a burglary charge. Police are still looking for that second suspect.
An update on a search for a San Antonio person reported missing after a woman he lived with was found dead in her home. The Bexar County Sheriff's Office confirms Andrew Tetens was found dead in West Virginia on July 16th. He died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. The Sheriff's Office had been looking for Tetens after 57-year-old Carla Lynn Boyd, who he lived with here in San Antonio, was found dead on July 14th. An autopsy revealed she died of multiple chop force injuries. Tetens reported missing when her body was found.
And a woman escaped a rollover crash unharmed overnight. San Antonio police say she crashed into the barrels on the entrance ramp of Highway 281 near Bitters Road. Her vehicle flipped, but she wasn't hurt. She told investigators she was texting before she crashed, and she did have one drink earlier. And TxDOT hoped the increase in traffic fatalities in 2020 was a fluke caused by the pandemic, but it doesn't appear that's the case.
Yeah, sadly not so. Samuel King joins us now. Samuel, the deadly trend continuing.
Yeah, Texas Transportation Commissioner Lauren Ryan told us as of Tuesday, the average daily rate of traffic fatalities in Texas was 10.7. That's the third time this month alone it's reached that number. In 2020, the rate for the entire year was 10.6. In comparison, in 2019, the rate was 9.9, so definitely an increase. Speed is a leading cause of traffic fatalities, and officials had attributed the increase last year to people speeding more as traffic declined during the pandemic. But now that traffic volume is pretty much back to normal on average, the number of traffic fatalities is still on the rise. Coming up, how much TxDOT is actually spending to help address safety concerns. Taking a look at traffic this evening, we do have some crashes right now as we head over here to the wall. Things looking a lot better than they did this morning here at I-10 and 1604. But also we have an issue at 35 southbound at AT&T Center Parkway. So that's causing some inbound delays from Loop 410, 23 minutes to get downtown. So watch out for that. Also have a crash here at Loop 410 at Houston Street, 8 miles per hour there. So watch out for delays there as well. Also take you up here to New Braunfels. We're seeing some delays north of town and also right in town this evening. So watch out for that. And we'll have updates throughout the evening, guys.
And Sam, of course, everybody cranking the AC in their cars right now, as is usual this time of year. We started the day at 76, topped out at 95. Pretty close to average, pretty much right on par. Some patchy fair weather clouds around town, but we do have some showers elsewhere. You look at the readings, according to our weather watchers, low to mid-90s for the most part. 94 even in Helotes, Seguin, 92. And we're starting to see some rain-cooled air farther to the northeast of San Antonio. We've got a line of thunderstorms that developed off to the northeast, coming together a little bit, pushing southwestward right along I-35. And this is right over New Braunfels, the Green area, city of Green, that is. And this is pushing southwestward. And there you go. You see New Braunfels seeing some heavy rainfall at this hour, and especially Green. Some lightning and thunder associated with that. I'm going to time this out for you, let you know when that could maybe make it closer to San Antonio, and talk about the rest of the showers out there coming right up. Also, increasing rain chances with a shift in our pattern in the days ahead. We'll see you in a bit.
Check the spice cabinet. McCormick is recalling 3 seasonings because they could be contaminated with salmonella. Recalled are Perfect Pinch Italian, Culinary Italian, and Frank's Redhot Buffalo Ranch. They were shipped to grocers in June and July. No illnesses have been reported, but if you have these, toss them out and contact McCormick for a refund. Certain cheddar cheeses are off the menu, too. Whole Foods is recalling Cahill Cheddar Porter and Whiskey Cheddar because of potential Listeria contamination. The packed-on dates are May 17th through July 26th. Return it and get your money back. Facebook Technologies is recalling 4 million foam parts for the Oculus Quest 2 virtual reality headsets. The company has thousands of complaints that the foam interface caused rashes, swelling, burning, or hives. These were sold since October. Contact the company for a fix. And if the kids wear Birks, check it out. Birkenstock USA is recalling 15,000 pairs of Kids Mogami sandals. A rivet can come off, posing a choking risk for children. You can take these shoes back to the store and get your money back. If you need any more information about any of these products, you'll find it on our website. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
Live cam, we have Sky 12 tonight. I see a splash pad down there. I'm going to guess Yanaguana Gardens, Hemisphere Park.
I don't know, but I want to be there.
I know, wherever it is. Woo. I am jealous.
That's when I wish I was still a kid, when it was like acceptable to go to.
I don't think that's a splash pad down. I don't think that's Hemisphere Park.
No, because they're usually, the Yanaguana is like super colorful.
Right, and they have different things there, but wherever it is.
We wish we were there.
Awesome.
90 degrees.
Feels good just looking at it, doesn't it? Yes, it does. And we have a little natural splash coming from the sky in some parts of our area right now. We're getting some pop-up thunder showers and even a little outflow boundary that's headed our way. Here are headlines. Some pop-up showers out there right now and through the next several hours this evening. A weather pattern shift comes on Monday, and we've even increased our rain chances for that time frame as we get into next week. Actually, a little cool front's going to be headed our way, but don't anticipate actual big drop in temperatures. Okay, let's go to the radar now. You see the vast majority of our area dry, but we do have some thunderstorms out there, especially in parts of the hill country, dotting the landscape, Edwards County, moving through and out of Real County and even Bandera County. Over Comfort, one downpour at this time. You see some heavy rainfall right over Comfort. That's pretty quick splash and dash activity, but what we've seen start to come together a little bit more is moving through Canyon Lake, New Braunfels, the Green area, and even stretching just northwest of Gonzales and approaching Seguin as we speak. Now let's look at Canyon Lake. West side of the lake getting some rainfall just over the past 30 minutes and still a little bit. And now the southern shore area basically seeing some of that heavy rainfall. Not everybody around Canyon Lake's getting the moisture, but it's generally south and west side of the lake. You go toward Green, New Braunfels, we've got widespread rainfall and some heavy rain right along I-35. This right here, that brown line, that's I-35. And there's some lightning and thunder with this, so it's loud and it's some heavy rainfall, but there's nothing severe associated with this. Let's time out just that batch right there. That's moving south down I-35 from New Braunfels towards 1604. That should make it to Garden Ridge at about 5:49, Universal City at about 6:01, and Live Oak at about 6:06 p.m. So that's timing that little section out. But you look at the big picture and you see this very distinct line out ahead of it. That's not rainfall, that's the outflow boundary, the puff of cool wind that these thunderstorms basically exhale out of them. And it's pushing out ahead of this thunderstorm, and that in itself can kickstart and develop its own showers. So that's moving into Marion now, moving into Garden Ridge, already through Seguin, going to be in New Berlin, Selma, Schertz, Bulverde, Timberwood Park momentarily. You'll feel that cool breeze. Temperatures will drop probably down into the low 80s briefly, and you could actually see a quick shower pop up along that boundary. Timing out this little broken line here. Now, keep in mind the outflow is going to get to you first, but Bulverde, you could see some of that broken precipitation there at about 5:49, Universal City 5:58, Randolph Air Force Base, so Converse at about 6 p.m. So that's the latest what we have out there right now. Seguin, you're seeing it scattered about your area moving in right now. Here's the big picture. Upper level high, the big blue H, that's centered right over Kansas. And so around the edges of it, on the periphery, which is where we are, we're on the southern edge here, doors open for a little bit of convective activity, and that's what we're getting right now, and even a few disturbances possible. Into next week, we see a shift in our pattern. That upper high moves over the west coast, and it actually opens the door for a weak little cool front to drop in. And so now we're even more confident in some scattered showers as we get into next week. So some hit or miss activity pop up in the afternoons the next couple of days, kind of like today and yesterday. And then we get into Monday, especially Tuesday and Wednesday, and we start to see the greater likelihood of more numerous showers developing. And remember, that's going to limit temperatures a little bit as well, too. Right now, Stinson's 95, Bernie at 88, but check out New Braunfels, 76, Canyon Lake at 86, and Bulverde, you're going to see your temperature drop momentarily, along with Randolph and Air Force Base in the Converse area. But you go off to the west, Del Rio, triple digits. As we go through the evening, those stray pop-up showers out there through sunset and even an hour or two after in some spots. And then we'll clear out. We'll have a clear sky overnight otherwise. Start the day tomorrow at 75, make it into the mid-90s, east-southeasterly wind at 5 to 10, and there is that slight chance tomorrow. We could have a few little pop-up afternoon showers and storms. Same story Saturday and then into Sunday as well. Notice our temperatures, mid-90s, then next week dropping into the lower 90s with those increasing chances. And if it all plays out, we could even just see some highs in the upper 80s at some point next week. We'll keep you updated.
That's just amazing to see the difference from the viewing area, from triple digits to a little cool 80-ish degrees.
You get an appreciation of just how big our viewing area is. Yeah. All right, let's go to California right now. Not in our viewing area, but a big part of our viewing area very concerned about what's happening out there, Greg, especially with Dak Prescott.
Yeah, the big question right now is how long will Dak be down with his shoulder injury? When we come back, we'll hear the latest, and it depends really on who you listen to. Also, when we come back, it is draft night tonight. Where do the Spurs select when we come back?
Camping with KSAT, powered by Davis Law Firm.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to our live coverage of the Dallas Cowboys training camp here in Oxnard, California. But the big question today regarding all of camp is, how long will Dak be down after suffering an injury to his throwing shoulder? Now, Dak went down during practice yesterday in their first day in pads when he started feeling pain in his throwing shoulder. He shut himself down. Then he had an MRI that would reveal he has a muscle strain in his shoulder and would be treated and evaluated on a day-to-day basis. But early today, a report by the Dallas Morning News says Prescott could be out next 2 weeks, meaning he would miss the Hall of Fame game for sure this Thursday in Canton. Today, head coach Mike McCarthy doesn't believe it will be that long.
A few days, 2-3 days. Is that a couple days? A few days?
Two's a couple.
I'm trying to buy a little flexibility there, so give it to me, please. I mean, I'm not a doctor. I get to talk about this stuff a lot. I think it could be, I think when you have a fatigue injury, you can overanalyze it, but based on the location, the information that I have, it's not of high concern, and I think it was smart that he pulled up when he did.
We knew something was amiss on Wednesday when Dak scheduled one-on-one interviews with the media was pushed back more than once, but when he finally did happen, Dak revealed that his shoulder had actually been bothering him the day before.
A little shoulder pain, a little shoulder soreness, I should say, and tightness. Felt it a little bit yesterday. Came out today, was going to work through it, and just felt I should be smart. I've got a long time to go, get a day of rest or so, and just get back at it. Didn't obviously want to push through something that could potentially make it worse, so everything's fine.
You can hear more of Dak's interview coming up this Sunday night on Instant Replay right after the night beat. Tonight is the night. It is NBA Draft Night. You can see it live right here on KSAT 12. The Spurs have 2 picks in the NBA Draft. After missing the playoffs for the second straight year, the Spurs will have the 12th pick overall and the 41st in the second round. And if you'd like to be a part of the festivities, you can attend the Spurs draft party tonight at Smoke Barbecue in Sky Bar. Now, here's the address for the event. 501 East Crockett tonight, 7 p.m. Everybody's going to be there, including the Coyote. And congratulations to Suni Lee, who has won the gold medal for the United States in the women's individual gymnastics competition. The Minnesota native providing the bright spot for Olympic fans after Simone Biles decided to withdraw. Wait until you see how the Dallas Cowboys celebrate Dak's birthday today. In fact, there's some remnants of it sitting right over there. We'll show you coming up at 6. See you then. Live from the Cowboys training camp, Greg Simmons, KSAT 12 Sports.
All right. Thank you, Greg.
We'll be right back after the break.
All right, look at the forecast there. Well, we did look at the forecast. There it is. Okay, I was going to say, what happened? It disappeared. Mid-90s next couple of days, 10% chance. Then we see increasing rain and storm chances as we get into early next week as a frontal boundary drops in. A radar update coming up at 6.
All right, thanks for watching the news at 5.
World News is next. We'll see you back here at 6 o'clock.